Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Elements of the Unknown. I am your host, Jason Gray.
It sounded like you were out of breath.
Always out of breath.
Like you just ran a huge marathon. But it thought.
Jason Gray's out of breath, but my co-host
Can't talk. Justin Hugh
is not out of breath. I sound like I was just running from some ghosts.
Is that quite the possibility of what we might be talking about?
Yeah.
Ghostesses?
Ghosts. I
Ghostesses.
love talking.
People love
ghosts
when we talk about ghosts.
Oh my god, I love ghosts.
It's a very popular topic because 9 times out of 10, somebody has a ghost story.
You know
of
what?
some sort.
When I become a ghost, I'm going to marry another ghost. Big. How about that?
Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode. Dude, like, that's, like, I was waiting for, like, oh, when I become a ghost, I'm gonna, like, find out all the secrets and somehow, like, relay it to people because, like, I wanted to know the secrets, or, like, you'd be like, I'm gonna find out if, like, all this other stuff is true, and, like, no, it's just, I'm gonna marry another ghost.
Yep. Most people say if I become a ghost, I'm going to haunt you. Nope. If that was true, I'd be haunted. Oh, wait, I am. Damn it. Ghosts.
Ghosts.
You've got ghosts. I've got ghosts. But we've got lots of stories.
I've got ghosts in my house.
Yeah, me too, man. I had a ghost turn on the TV in the middle of the freaking night. I told it to stop being a jerk.
Or start paying the hydro bill.
We turn the lights off at night for a reason.
Jesus Christ. Mine just, I don't know. It just makes itself known. It went away for a bit in the sense that the shadows went away, but then all of a sudden my wife started seeing the shadows again. My dog's been barking at the freaking room, and there's been stuff getting moved around. And
so while we're talking, I want to hear more about your stuff happening here.
Okay.
I got this new app. It's called Spirit Talker. I see a lot of people on YouTube using it.
Okay.
A lot of people using this. It's apparently like an obelisk.
Okay.
So I picked it up. I'm going to run the obelisk while we're doing the episode, and we'll see what kind of spirit activity in your house and in the studio comes through on the obelisk.
Okay.
While we're talking about different stories and see if it incites some interesting correlation.
Yeah.
That way we can have that in the background. People will hear it. It's right here. You can hear it and all that stuff.
Okay, so let's get into first. When did your stuff in your house start going on?
Pretty much as soon as we moved in.
Really?
Yeah. You could feel the presence in the house, like, right away. And then you would start to see, like, shadows and movement out of the corner of your eye all the time.
Right. Because you keep on bringing stuff into the house, like...
Yeah, I do.
Dead frogs and...
No, I don't have any dead frogs.
Toes and fingers.
What? I have a human bone.
Like...
I have some coffin nails.
Yeah.
And some haunted...
Curry?
Haunted objects. I don't want to say cursed. They're haunted.
Okay.
I buy all kinds of stuff at thrift stores and antiquing and all kinds of...
Do you notice anything different happening whenever you bring in these objects into your house?
Not right away, no.
No?
No.
Like anything different? Same thing?
No, it's all been the same stuff. I mean, realistically, everything is still very calm, except for the odd time there's like a little piece of activity. The thing that freaked Dom out the most at home was that she didn't just see a shadow person out of the corner of her eye.
Okay.
She saw it out of the corner and then looked towards where she saw it and then stared at that spot, and then it poked out while she was staring right at it. Like it just came out from around the corner and she was staring directly at it.
Did she hear, oh shit?
Yeah, it's pretty much like it poked out and then it was like, whoa, what the hell? And like, there was no mistaking when you're looking directly at it and it comes out. And it's not like it was dark or anything like that. Like the lights were on, it was daytime, and then it just out from around the corner come. I've seen it do the same thing, or I've seen it poke out around a corner. We've taken precautions. We've done some different things to kind of ground the house and clear
Sure.
the house and keep the energy kind of calm. I do believe a lot of attention stuff is things that will help it. There are some stuff in my house that, like, I have the Dragon Ward mask
Okay.
that's in the house that's supposed to keep things calm. There's the consecrated railway spike
Yep.
that is there that I got from Angela from Buddhas and Butterflies. Plug, shout out. There's different things in the house that are there to keep things kind of calm.
Okay.
And usually if something flares up, we just pay more attention into calming it back down,
Sure.
if that makes sense.
So what do you do to calm it down?
Sage, Palo Santo, we've done those things. And as I said, some of the objects that are in the house, kind of giving those objects a little more attention and stuff, and using them to just trying different things, maybe trying a new ritual or a new something or other, just to see what we can do to. I fully believe it's in the attention. It's
course.
not like I'm a stout Christian or a stout witch or a stout this, or you know what I mean. Like guess I'm chaotic in that kind of way.
Yeah.
But when I have a belief in intention, that I believe that if you believe it strong enough, it will work.
Of course.
So if you believe the energy is there and that it's going to cause activity, guess what? It's going to cause activity.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say believe, it's like a subconscious belief as well. Like it's almost like you just know it's going to happen.
So like almost like believing it to be true?
Yeah. So it's like I fully believe, and my intention of belief is that there are things that can be done to help calm the situations in my house. And if not, I have the confidence enough to say, I can't handle something, I need to reach out for help.
Sure.
I know that. I'm not naive. I'm not thinking I'm some be all end all. So the experiences that we're having, I don't see an issue with them, other than the TV turning on at 3:30 in the morning when I have to work and get up at 5. Like, but I mean, we're not getting like objects moving or things thrown at us or stuff happening. Like nobody's getting ripped out of bed. Like there's nothing crazy like that going on.
Okay.
It's just small stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And if there's energy or spirit activity, however you want to call it, wandering around the house, that's fine. Let it wander. Let it come and go. It's not hurting anybody as long as it's not affecting anybody. If it becomes an issue, then we address it.
Mm-hmm.
Make sense?
Makes sense.
You're having issues here, though.
I am.
So I'm gonna hit our spirit talker to see if it brings anything up while we're talking about it.
Sure.
Okay, so it's going live. It's live now. Hopefully the volume's up, so when it brings up a word or a sentence, we'll hear it.
Okay.
So I've been here before, and we've been recording and heard thumping in the house. We've like thumping and movement. What else has been happening here?
So little
Roman. It did. I hope people heard that. Okay.
So when we first moved in here, there was nothing. I did kind of like a walkthrough of the house to see if there was anything going on. Nothing. This house was clear. First house that we ever lived in, that there was nothing going on. And I was thinking to myself, finally, great. We are finally living in a house where there's no activity. This never happens. We always end up
Do you
moving.
like Satan?
Not in particularly.
Do you like Satan?
Where was I?
Talking about the activity here.
So, because every house that we move into, there's always some sort of activity that goes on. And I was just thinking to myself when we were moving into this place, what kind of stuff, because this house was built in 1955.
Okay.
The people who own this house now are not the original owners. There's been other owners that have owned it, whatever the case, we don't know what has happened. So, I guess
The rumors are true.
moving into this place, I was in high hopes that there was not going to be anything that happens. Well, everything was good for a bit, and then slowly I started getting the feeling, okay, I'm getting
I like the dark.
Yeah. So things started happening at nighttime.
Uh-huh.
And it was just small little things, like we would hear things, we would see things kind of move at the corner of our eye at nighttime. Well, fast forward to recently, when things have started to get more heightened, my dog will bark at our spare room, and we'll get up and we'll look, and there's nothing in there. No, it's not just at nighttime, it's during the day as well. It's happened during the day. Last night...
Oh, this is really recent. Okay,
last night, we were laying in bed, Fran had passed out, and all of a sudden I heard a loud bang.
There's many others.
I heard a loud bang. I was like, what the hell? And then I heard the loud bang again. Exact same noise. I get up, I look around. The only thing that I could see, we have a mirror in our bathtub, because that's where I do my shaving. So I shave in the bathtub, I use the mirror. That mirror has been on that wall for almost 2 years.
Right.
Hasn't been moved, hasn't been touched. Last night it fell.
Oh.
But it sounded like it fell twice.
Which is weird.
Things can only fall once.
And then somebody put it back
like,
on the
look,
wall
like
and
I'm gonna for audible purposes, I'm gonna drop this pen onto the table. Tell me if it comes back into my hand and falls again.
It will when you pick it up.
It fell once, right?
Well, I guess we're gonna have to put a camera in your bathroom. Wait, maybe not. Maybe not.
So there's been things like that. Just things being moved around, hearing a lot of loud bangings, hearing a lot of movement going on. My dog's, I swear he sees something.
Now, just so everybody knows, the house here is fully detached. It's not attached to another house.
That's
it's
right.
A fully detached house with a basement, which is where our studio is. So there's no chance of like the neighbor knocking on the wall because there's driveways in between each house. So that's the limit. Unless kids are running around at nighttime banging on your walls. Wave. It wants us to wave. I hope it's Robin talking to us. That's awesome.
So at the one point, it's funny that you say that. I actually ended up coming downstairs the one day.
Yeah. And
seeing if it was Robin. So now you let me borrow the old Radio Shack hack spirit box.
Right. I gave you that like a week ago.
It didn't work too well for me.
Oh, okay.
It I guess because of it doesn't scan that fast. So all I was getting was music, like musical jargon.
Okay.
So you know how the Radio Shack hack, you take out that wire. Yeah. The only thing that really weird that did happen, you take out that wire that makes it continuously scan, and it doesn't stop.
Yeah.
It stopped.
It kept stopping?
It kept stopping.
Usually a sign the battery needs to be replaced.
I put in brand new batteries.
Oh. Okay. Interesting. Were you holding it?
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do some more experiments with it. I mean, I do have the SB7 here as well.
Right. And then now, also...
It's twice it's mentioned the darkness.
Yeah. So I grabbed the Gauss meter.
Yep.
Got a lot of magnetic
fields
going on. For those who don't know,
Gauss meter is just an EMF detector.
So we got a lot of magnetic fields apparently in this house.
It's expected. I mean, it's a living house, so you have wires and electricity and all kinds of things everywhere that require electricity. So
right. So then my wife had it in her hand.
Yep.
And she put it up into her picture of her dad.
Yeah. Oh, it spiked like crazy.
Spiked.
Wow. Was there anything behind it?
There's ashes.
But there's no electronics or anything behind it? Nowhere?
Nope.
Interesting.
So that was it. That was interesting.
I mean, we did do a Estes method session.
I scare people.
At the site where her father is buried. We just never released it because it was personal.
Yeah.
But we did do an Estes method session and believe that we spoke to him.
Yes. Because there were some things that apparently I had said that...
Yeah, that you had no knowledge of.
None.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, okay, so you got EMF, you've got banging, falling mirror, anything else? Movements out of the corner of your eye.
Yeah, just feelings, you know what I mean? Like feeling that somebody's looking at you.
Yeah, I get that at nighttime in my house. Like when I was turning the TV off, it felt like there was like 1,000 eyes watching me leave the living room and go back to bed. And it's like, I don't care that you're staring at me, and then I turn the TV off, like, piss off, I'm trying to sleep.
Yeah. And that's just it, right?
Because
Like,
I
it's
still
like,
have that mentality of like, if it's a spirit, it's just a human, and if some dude was to like sit in my living room and turn the TV on at 3:30 in the morning, it's like, come on,
you can't wait till the news till later.
man. Like, come on.
When
man.
maybe he works night shifts.
Maybe
When he was alive, maybe he worked night shifts.
maybe he
Did you ever think of that? You need to start taking the ghost life into perspective.
13.
13 Ghosts. It's a good movie.
13?
I don't like that number. But anyways, we'll ignore that. Yeah, other than, stuff moving, the falling mirror last night, which I don't even think Fran remembers that.
That's just crazy.
Oh, wow. I should ask
Drain
her
camera.
after.
Drain the camera. So that's weird. The camera's hardwired in. You're not going to drain it. We get a phantom noise that only Dom hears.
Okay. What's
From
the
a-
noise?
She hears what sounds like the door on the front door locking or unlocking because it makes a
You've
very.
told me about that.
It makes like a shunk, when like it's a very hard metallic latching sound. She hears it from the one area of the house.
Sorry.
But I've never heard it. And she's literally messaged me before in the evening and be like, "Did you just hear it?" I'm like, "Hear what?" She was the door. Like it sounds like it's locking. I'm like, "No, I didn't hear a thing." It's weird. It's weird that she's hearing it.
Flames.
Hear that she's hearing that. We
Yeah.
have heard the door knocker on the door knock.
Okay.
We were sitting in the living room. We were in the middle of a experimental session with the Newkirks on their live stream, and the door knocker on our front door knocked, and it was really weird.
Right.
And the dog started looking like back towards the front door and shit, and growling or whatever. It was definitely wild.
So, another thing that's been happening is Fran and I will just be sitting there, or I'll be in one room, she'll be in another, and I think I hear her say something. She hasn't said anything, or she thinks that she's heard me say something, and I haven't heard anything. This happened even yesterday.
This
We
is
had said,
interesting. Mimicry.
she looked at me and she's like, "What'd you say?" I'm like, "I didn't say anything." And I was right beside her.
Mimicry. Interesting.
There's been a lot, and that's been going on for a while.
You start asking her
Grace.
what she thought it said.
No,
I have that game with Dom. It's not very spiritual. It's just sometimes she doesn't hear what I'm saying.
mm-hmm.
And then I'll just be like, "What did you think I said?" And then I get her to say what she thought I said. And then sometimes it's more fun than what I actually said. Especially when it's like really
You're making
weird
a
enough.
mistake.
I am making a mistake. That's right.
So do you
Leave
think
time.
this app is more so like algorithm based?
You know what? I'm pretty vocal about it. I don't really trust apps. I think
No.
it's got a database built into it, and it's just randomizing stuff, I believe. And people believe it's correlating with what they're asking or talking or whatever. It's supposed to be like an Ovilus, but an Ovilus as well has a word database in it, so it's essentially doing the same thing an Ovilus does.
Right.
Is either one concrete proof? No, not really. I've only really ever seen one instance where an obelisk has provided some very interesting responses
No, that's wrong.
that would be hard to fake.
Okay.
And unfortunately, it's on like everybody's favorite show, Ghost Adventures. There is an episode in the Wash Show Club where I'm pretty sure they were in contact with Debbie Constantino, who was an EVP specialist and a friend of theirs. And I believe that person reached out both on EVP form and on an Ovilus. Because the things that were said directly while they were talking was too coincidental.
Really?
Like I guess on TV you could fabricate anything, but if it's real, like that was the one instance where I was like, oh man,
Help.
that's unbelievably cool.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if people watch that, you can go check out that episode. I don't know what season it is. It was the third time that they went to the Wash Show Club
Okay.
after the Constantinos had passed.
Isabella.
So
Isabella.
help Isabella.
Help Isabella.
Who is Isabella?
Mortatuno.
Is Isabella here?
Isabella.
So I mean, it's pretty cool stuff. when you're seeing it, but when you're like on TV and stuff, but when it starts happening at your home, if you're not accustomed to it or it's something that you don't actively believe in or seek out and stuff starts happening, it can be a little off-putting.
Yeah.
It can be a little creepy.
And I've been off-putting for a while. I haven't had a pudding in a couple.
I got pudding at home. But you had a case for us.
I do.
And it's a pretty cool one. I was pretty...
You're privy to it.
I'm pretty excited when you brought it up.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a case that's
I'm guilty.
Is world famous.
Yep.
All right, Spirit Talker. We're not going to talk about this house right now. So I'm going to turn the Spirit Talker off. I hope that you guys enjoyed hearing Spirit Talker app go and create sounds while we were talking about the house. Kind of a neat little trick. Anyways, this case is famous for the first ever photograph of a spirit.
That's right.
So I'll let you take the reins on that.
Sure. So this case file that we did some research on, and it's kind of been in the back of my head ever since we started this podcast because you had introduced it to me. And for whatever reason, anytime we would start talking about the podcast and, you know, what we would do as a topic, this thing would always be at the back of my head. Like, we need to cover this. Like, this is a must. We have to talk about it. And I never really did any research on it until today. I started doing some research on it, did some reading, found it very interesting.
Yep.
And I found myself continuously writing until I got to the one point where I looked and I'm like, holy shit, I didn't even realize that I wrote this much. Like, it really entranced me.
Yep.
So this case is called The Brown Lady of Raynham Hall, okay? Something that you're very privy to, that you know a little bit about, so you can kind of help me along if I miss any details or anything like that. So, the Brown Lady is a ghost that reportedly haunts Raynham Hall in Norfolk, England.
Yep.
England. So, she is named the Brown Lady because of the brown brocade, which is a richly decorative shuttle wove fabric dress, which is what she wears. It is claimed that's what she wears.
Well, very famous photos of her on the staircase.
On the staircase, right.
And she's wearing that.
But I don't see the color brown. I mean,
No, the photo is she's all white, but
right.
Here's the brown lady.
So are you saying that, and so maybe the cases where people have seen her, that's the color that she's wearing? Yep. Okay. So the brown lady has a name.
Yep.
She's not just Brown Lady.
That's right.
Her name is Dorothy. Good old Dottie.
Yep.
Dorothy Walpole? Am I saying that right?
Yep.
Walpole? She was born in 1686, and she died in 1726 at the age of 40.
Ooh, at the age of 40.
40.
Wow.
Yep.
Say what she died of?
Yes, it does. And I'm not going to get to that until we...
Sorry.
That's within my research, man.
Okay, all right.
You screwed up my vibe.
No, it's all good. It's coming.
Huh?
It's all good. It's coming.
Oh, okay. I thought you said something else. I don't know. I thought you said it's cool. She was... I lost myself here. Oh, she's a sister of Robert Walpole, regarded as the first Prime Minister of Great Britain, and she is the second wife of Charles Townshend, who was known for his temper.
Mm-hmm.
So he was a naughty boy with a naughty temper.
Oh, great.
So that kind of paints a picture as to what could happen.
Okay.
Or what may have transpired throughout their marriage. It's kind of like a call sign where if he's no, like, the question that I gotta ask is, did she marry this man knowing that he's got a bad temper and knows his history and stuff like that? I don't know. So I guess Charles had found out that old Dottie had committed adultery.
Oh yeah.
So he ended up locking her in her room in the family home, which is Raynham Hall.
Yep.
So nowhere does it say though how long she was locked in that room, or if it was like a temporary timeout, like you cheated on me, you're going on timeout, type of thing. You know what I mean?
3 days, Miyagi.
Yeah. 3 days, Miyagi. So. So Mary Wortley Montague,
Mhm.
not related to, what's her name? What's that old poet? Is it Juliet? That's the Montague, or is it Romeo? Romeo Montague? I don't know, one of the two, but definitely not related because Romeo and Juliet is fiction. But Mary Wortley Montague states that Dorothy was entrapped by the Countess of Wharton. She invited her over, knowing her husband would never allow her to leave. She remained at Raynham Hall until her death. Now, you asked what she had died from? She died from smallpox.
Smallpox.
Smallpox. That's what she died from.
She got the smallpox.
She got the old smallpoxy.
What happens if you get medium pox?
You probably live.
Maybe large pox?
Large pox, you live forever.
Okay.
The bigger the pox, the better. You don't want smallpox. If you have extra smallpox,
Done.
I can't even touch that.
We're done.
You just explode.
Okay, she died at 40 of smallpox.
Yeah. So, I guess she probably died in the room that she was entrapped in.
I was actually gonna say the opposite. She must have been let out of the room at some point because how would she catch smallpox if she's locked in a room?
So I'm thinking between the time that she was
She got it
locked
from the
in
food?
there, huh?
Or like she got it from the food or something?
Maybe. We don't know. That's the thing. That's just hearsay.
Yeah.
She could have died some other way. Like he could have killed her.
Maybe he pushed her down the stairs.
Maybe.
And that's why she shows up on the stairs.
She shows up in other places too in the house.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
So it has been said that she has been seen in a hallway, in a dark hallway, and it's been said that people have seen a glowing face in these hallways. That would freak the hell out of me.
Yeah, it'd be kind of weird to see.
I mean, look at how I was when I seen that face in the woods.
Yeah. Yep.
Damn near had an aneurysm seeing that.
Yep. A face of a lady glowing? That'd be kind of weird. Be off-putting.
So I guess I read somewhere that I guess there's a nursery now within Wyndham Hall.
Okay.
And I guess she's been seen going into the nursery.
Oh, that's interesting.
So
Does she have kids?
it didn't say whether or not if she had any kids. She might have been pregnant.
Maybe.
And she's never been able to carry to term.
That's very possible.
So I guess the first sighting of Old Dottie was by Lucia C. Stone during a gathering during Christmas of 1835. Was the actual very first sighting.
So was that like 100 years later?
Yeah, when did she die? So
She said 17 something.
1835, and she died in 1726. So
Yeah.
almost
Over
100 years.
Over 100 years.
Yeah, over 100 years. 110 years later.
Yeah. I mean, that's a pretty old ghost.
So whether it's, I don't know if she stayed dormant or just nobody said anything.
Do you think ghosts expire? How come you never hear a ghost of like a caveman?
Booga booga.
Well, no, I'm serious. Like, what? You never hear of a ghost from like 500 years ago, 600 years ago, 1,000 years ago.
Yeah, well, I mean,
It's always ghosts from like the 1800s and the 1700s.
yeah, like pioneer days and stuff like that, like 1600s.
Yeah, but you don't hear of the ghosts from like 1200. Like do they get to a certain age and they're like, well, expired. Well, all gone.
I don't know.
It's very weird.
But you're right.
Like, I want to see a ghost of a caveman. I do.
You.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or just see this like barbarian looking ghost just walking in the woods or something.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You look like you just had a brilliant idea.
What if Bigfoot,
Uh-huh.
a spirit,
Uh-huh.
is actually the ghost of a barbarian?
Or he's a caveman.
Yeah.
Big old hairy marsupial caveman. Maybe. It's a good theory.
Right?
Yep.
I cracked the case.
I'm
You're welcome.
Just don't make any
I went
promises. Last time you made a promise to go to the center of the earth.
Who says that I haven't gone?
Maybe you did.
Maybe I did.
Maybe you did.
Maybe I'm General Bird reincarnated.
Can we go for a flight?
You'll never know! Off I go!
Wow, we started yelling again. Okay, so Brown Lady shows up. We got a bit of her history. She shows up and she becomes the first photo of a ghost on a staircase. Can you still go to that hall?
You can.
Okay.
So people can still go. They can still visit.
Like I've seen TV shows do investigations there.
Right. But apparently there was another sighting. A gentleman by the name of Frederick Marriott. There's a whole huge write-up of his sighting.
Okay.
I guess he was brought there, I can't remember the year, but it was in the 1800s as well.
Oh, okay.
Late 1800s, maybe early 1900s, I can't remember. But they, I guess he was brought there to view some new gun or something like that. And they were in this room and they were viewing this gun. And I guess he was left alone in the room. And then all of a sudden he seen some lady walking into this nursery. And he ended up shooting at this ghost because it scared him, or shooting at this thing because it scared him. And I guess there was this whole huge thing where a bunch of people got involved and started investigating the house and started looking around but could not find this woman. So I guess ever since this Frederick Marriott incident, the sightings of her have dwindled down to almost nothing.
Okay.
Like nobody's really seen her. There might have been a couple random sightings.
He must have hit her and she bled out.
Huh?
He hit the ghost when he shot it. And she bled out, and that's why you don't see her anymore. No? What?
She's already dead. She can't die again.
Maybe. You don't know.
Ghostess's blood?
Maybe. You don't know.
But I've seen Ghost.
Yep.
You can't shoot a ghost.
Have you seen a dead ghost?
Ghosts are dead.
But what if they die again?
They can't die. They can cross over.
Can they?
If their business is fulfilled.
Huh? Can they? What is it?
If they...
What is crossing over to? Crossing to where?
To the other side.
They're already on the other side. There's another
No,
side
they're
of
not.
the other side?
They're in limbo.
Are they?
Earth is limbo.
Is it?
Like where we are?
Do we really have concrete proof of any of that?
No. No.
Question everything.
But I'm answering everything.
With belief.
With concrete evidence.
Belief. So Brown Lady, sorry, we'll go back. Brown Lady she hasn't been seen like barely at all now.
No, so apparently I guess ever since that incident, there has been sightings, but not as many. I guess there was so since the first sighting to that sighting, there was a ton of sightings. Like she would constantly show up, she would be appearing hall. Yeah, she had her period.
No, period of time. Where she showed up a lot.
Hey, you said that she bled out after she got shot.
Oh my god, we were going to hell in a
had her ghostly period.
Wow.
She didn't use Tampax. She used Ghost X.
Oh my god. This is off the rails.
You know what though? That's what makes our thing so much different. Do you hear about anybody else talking about ghostly periods? No. Do you ever hear about what vampires do with bloody tampons? They make tea? No, you've never heard that before. I want to drink your blood.
Uh-huh.
Menstruating. My favorite.
Alright, man.
1 tea.
You
2 tea.
You have strangely made me uncomfortable in this conversation. I didn't think it was possible.
I can do it.
Alright, well, I guess we'll have to go find the Brown Lady.
Man.
Gotta go see.
So, can I say this?
You can say whatever you want. I think.
Well, that's the whole purpose of the podcast, is to say stuff. Every episode that we end, we're like, hey, we gotta go see this. Hey, we gotta go see that. Hey, we gotta go see this. Hey, we gotta go find that.
Yeah.
Name one thing that we've done.
What? We made a podcast.
Have we gone to go find center Middle Earth, Hollow Earth?
We found Earth. Found it.
Have we gone to look for aliens?
Maybe.
No. Have we
We went to
gone
camp.
to look for Sam Squanch?
We went to camp.
No.
Yeah, I did.
We haven't even done anything that we said we were going to do. We need to do it. The people need it.
Okay.
The people deserve it.
Okay.
If you vote for me for president of 2025, stay weird.
Stay spooky.